Hybrid IT for most of us is an expansion of what we've been doing for the last 10 or 15 years. So we've got a computer room or we've got a data center facility and we've outgrown its requirements and we're poised with the position of do we expand it or do we move things off premises. So there's been a plethora of different options that have been provided to the ICT community in the last 5 to 7 years. So we can host, we can put stuff into a cloud, whether it's private or shared, and we can also move it into a managed IaaS solution as well. So hybrid IT is a blanket of all or nothing of those types of environments. So what we'll find is some organisations will maybe just move their backups off-site because they can't be bothered maintaining tape libraries and moving things off-site vaulting. What we will also find is some organisations might find it better to host all of their applications and all of their data off-site with a very, very small component left on-site, really as a governance point to understand where the data's gone and where the workloads have gone. So it's everything in between. I think hybrid IT is becoming the cloud of necessity rather than choice. What we have now is a lot of demands coming from the businesses where not one single delivery model is going to satisfy their requirements, whether it's security, whether it's cost, or whether it's agility. So having a couple of different options, both combined with on-premises and off-premises solutions, allows us to meet those requirements pretty much line ball with the expectations of the business. The main parts of any sort of hybrid IT venture is to understand a couple of things. First, what are your governance and compliance obligations? You know, if you're a government department, a quasi-government department, or even a corporation, whether you're Australian-based or internationally based, you will have certain things around the retention of records, retention of documents, as well as confidentiality and privacy issues. So understanding what the requirements are for those really will define what providers you shortlist as part of a selection process going forward from an IaaS type solution. The second thing is really understanding how your users currently work within their environments, what applications they depend on, what applications that if they were denied access would really cost you money on an hourly basis. And the third thing to really understand is how quickly you can get those applications out to new users and how you can modify those applications or change them to meet or preempt different business requirements.
There's no doubt that hybrid IT is becoming the new normal industry. It's interesting that most customers and most businesses are looking for that choice and agility, and data is often the hardest thing to move in a hybrid IT world, and that's why NetApp believes that the ability to provide a data fabric is critical to having that choice in a hybrid IT environment. And that means being able to choose where your data lives between a private cloud, a service provider, and also a hyperscaler. And you need to be able to have all those available to you to really leverage the hybrid cloud environment.
I think the best way to go forward for anything is to have a plan or have an understanding of what you want to achieve out of it. So even if you don't know exactly what your organisation is going to look like in 12 or 24 months' time, there might be divestments on the horizon, there might be talk of acquisitions or mergers or things like that. What you really need to understand is that you don't lock yourself into a particular architecture that's inflexible. So understanding where you need to go, even if you can't see the exact destination in front of you, but really having an idea of the direction is really important. I'd liken it to hopping into a taxi. It's a user pay system similar to most of the off-premises cloud or IaaS services. You hop into a taxi, and even if you don't know the exact address and you know the way there, you can usually guide the driver there, and you will get there reasonably soon, and the money that you spend getting there is money well spent. However, if you do hop into a taxi and you don't know where you're going and you play a hit or miss type approach with it, money, time is lost, and you still won't have gotten to your objective. So it's a very, very simple paradigm, but I think it's really useful to think of it in terms of that way.